Hello everybody, it's Axel here, and I'm going to give you the Sonic Rivals review. I gotta start out by first saying that not all handheld series of Sonic games have been that great. I mean, think of the Game Gear games, and, they didn't really turn out too good, but I was expecting this game to be, a great game. I mean, just as great as a Sonic Rush series would be. But it's not really the best game that you'll play. I mean, it's still an okay game, but I'm just gonna dig right into this game and show you everything about it, starting now. First, I'm gonna start out with the story. First, I'll start with Sonic's. Apparently, Sonic must save Amy and Tails because they have been turned into cards by Dr. Eggman. Oh no! What will we ever do without Amy and Tails? Oh my god. Really, they're turning into cards? That's the stupidest plot I've ever heard in my life. Let's try, Knuckles' story. Well, Knuckles' story is this. Apparently, the Master Emerald has been stolen again. Oh, what a freaking surprise there. It's hilarious. Knuckles just runs around all over the place, and he always wonders why it gets stolen. It's ridiculous. Couldn't they think of anything better than that? Now we have Shadow's story. Shadow's just standing there on a normal day for him, just sitting there in the middle of a forest, just minding his own business, thinking about his past for the millionth time, and then apparently he gets a transmission from Eggman, and apparently he's in danger, because he can just pull out one of his oh-so-deadly robots and help save his ass. No, he just calls on a android, or alien, hedgehog, that he tried to kill many times in the past, and expecting him to save him. I have no comment on that. Now we have Silver's story. This story is basically the Silver going to ask Eggman something very, very, very important in the future. I'm not going to give him any spoilers or anything like that, but overall I'm just going to say the stories are all stupid. They're either repeated from past games or just completely ridiculous. And the character introductions are ridiculous too. They basically go like this. Hey, you're talking to Eggman? Hey, you want to fight? Sure, let's fight. Bam. It's just so rushed, like the story. And it's just terribly written throughout character dialogue. It's just stupid. Another problem I have with the character introductions in this game is this. If any of you have played the dreaded Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 game, you would know that that's the first game that Silver was in, right? And at the end of the game, the whole, time frame of that game is erased, and everything acts as if the history of that game never happened. But at the end of the game, they kind of show that Sonic remembers the whole thing, because he just goes, rushing toward that Soliana parade thing, and he kind of remembers who Elise is. So he remembers what happened. So why is it in this game that takes place after Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, why in this game does he not remember who Silver is? It doesn't make any sense. He's just hey, who are you? I've never met you before. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's move on to the game itself. Let's talk about the visuals. The game kind of looks good for PSP standards. I mean, it looks alright, I mean, sometimes the characters look kind of weird in their animations, when they're doing their victory poses, they kind of look a little choppy. But the background of the game looks very cool, the level designs. And overall, the graphics and everything, it looks alright. I've seen worse in the PSP, but I have seen better. But let's talk about the sound. The music of the game is okay. I mean, there's not really that much that's too memorable besides the first level theme song. I think it was called, Forest Falls Zone. I think the name of that song was A Quick Trip to Paradise. I think that was the name of it. Overall, the music's kind of alright. I mean, I thought that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and the Heroes soundtrack, they were a bit better. They sounded cooler and more catchy than this game, but the music's okay. I don't really care about the music in a handheld Sonic game, and it really doesn't sound too good when you listen to it when it's coming out of the speakers of the system, so I'll let the music slide in this game. Let's talk about the gameplay. Basically, it's old classic 2D Sonic games with modern Sonic characters like Shadow and Silver and their modern art styles, and it's basically a one-on-one race to the goal. Think of it as Sonic Adventure 2 battles on multiplayer in 2D, and just not as fun, because really all it is just you hold right all the way until you get to the goal, and occasionally jump. And I'm just going to highlight some of the character's special moves. As you can see right there, I just did this sonic boom by getting one of the power things. Yeah, each character has their own special moves. Sonic has the sonic boom, which lets him run fast. Hooray! And Knuckles has the knuckle slam, which lets him just punch the ground, and everything around him just like, he's like, there's a huge like perimeter around him. If you're caught in that, you'll get dazed for a few minutes. Shadow, of course, uses the chaos control. He can slow down time for whoever you're facing. And Silver uses his psychic powers. I hate this attack. I mean, it's so annoying when he uses it on you, because it switches around your controls. Like, it switches it around, so like triangle could be to jump, and circle could be to duck, and things like that. But by the time it only lasts for a few seconds, so by the time you figure out, like, once you get used to the controls, your rival is already like 5 miles ahead of you. And so there's really no point, like, whenever you get hit with that attack, you should most likely just sit there and wait for it to be over. I mean, it's kind of helpful when you're using it on the opponent, but the AI just seems to figure it out way faster than you possibly can. It's very annoying. And if you beat all the stories from what I remember, you can unlock Metal Sonic. Basically, Metal Sonic's move is very, very original. He just basically copies everybody else's move. So if he was facing Sonic, he would just do the Sonic Boom. If he was facing Shadow, he'd do the Chaos Control, and same for Silver and Knuckles. Boy, that's creative. You may have also noticed that there's some grinding in the game. The grinding is practically useless, since you literally do nothing except for just, slide down the rail. I mean, granted, in the other games, you really didn't do too much either. Like in Sonic Adventure 2, you really just balanced and held a B button to, increase your speed. And in Sonic Heroes, all you did was just, in Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic Heroes, all you did was just tap the button to do tricks. But here, it's literally nothing at all. You don't even need to balance. So it's a complete waste. Another complaint I have about this game is that all the characters have the exact same abilities. For example, Knuckles can do the spin. Silver and Knuckles can do the spin dash, which is fine for Knuckles, I guess, since he did it in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But why is Silver doing the spin dash? And when was Silver really this fast, to be completely honest? I mean, in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, he was one of the slowest characters. And I don't know, the only time Silver actually uses his psychic powers is when he uses a special move. There's really no difference between, the characters. I mean, it would be cool if Sonic can use the Sonic Wind, or if Shadow can use the Chaos Spear, or if Silver can use his "It's no use" powers and just grab you and smack you against the wall, kind of like he did in Sonic 06. So there's really no difference between the characters, and you have to play through this game 4 times in order to unlock Metal Sonic. So you're going to get very bored about playing this game for the first 2 stories. You may have also noticed that there's some power-ups in the game. Each power-up has an offensive and defensive ability. There's one that, the fire power-up, it pretty much just if you're using your offensive ability, it'll shoot a ball of fire that'll attack your opponent. If you're using your defensive ability, you'll just get a fire shield, and if your rival attacks you, then they'll get hit. There's an ice power-up that if you use the defensive one, you'll just drop a block of ice that the rival has to be stupid enough to walk right into, and then it'll freeze for about 5 or 10 seconds. Then there's the lightning bolt power-up. Basically, if you use your offensive ability, it will just shoot a ball of lightning at your opponent. But if you use your defensive ability, it'll drop lightning fake rings, and if they run into one of those, they'll get stunned for a few seconds. There's another wind power-up that if you use your defensive ability, it will attack your opponent, send them flying up in the air. And if you use your offensive ability, it'll send them flying up in the air. And if you use your defensive ability, you'll just leave a tornado lying there, and then if they walk into it, they'll just get sent flying. There's another one that kind of screws up your screen if you get hit by it. It makes everything turn all black and white and very, very hard to look at. And the last one, I think that's the last one, is that there's this one with this bomb that you shoot at someone. If you both your offensive and defensive abilities basically do the same thing. Well, overall, this game is kind of Like, it's not one of the worst Sonic games one could possibly play, but it is definitely not one of the best. Like, it's kind of like a mediocre game. I mean, it's kind of fun to play the first 2 times, but after that, it kind of gets boring and repetitive. Now, that's basically my review. Now, allow me to introduce my newest judging style for video games. Well, this is my first review, so my new judging style. It is kind of similar to Darkness the Curse's style, but I'm not trying to rip Darkness off in any way. I think it's just a good idea to judge like the games, like to overall like give your rating on the games. So I know there's a lot about this game that I didn't explain, but just stay tuned for the next review because I'm going to explain it all in Sonic Rivals 2. Yep, that's right. There is a sequel. So, catch you later. Bye.